what has happened since we went on hiatus 6 weeks ago?
It's
6
only
weeks ago.
been 6 weeks.
We're back! We're back, and we're going to be catching you up on everything that's taken place over the past 6 weeks.
Wow, that's quite a lot of chaos. And, hey, what's up with your ex?
Yeah, what is up with your ex? Let's talk about that.
We're going to talk about that today.
On today's episode of The Game Over Show. I'm Charles J. Orlando. Welcome to the Game Over Show. You know what? We're just coming back, and our producer Fiona's back. Hi.
We've missed you, Producer Fiona. That's Producer Fiona.
She's right over there. Doesn't she look great? Look. Just turn around and look.
Gorge. Oh my God, you're missing out. Like, please.
If this is your first time here...
Wait, yeah. Who are you?
I'm Lisa Stedman.
I'm Charles J. Orlando. What up?
Is that what I sound like? Really? You know what I'm saying? Wow.
No.
I'm Charles J. Orlando. This is Lisa Stedman.
Hi.
And we're back.
We're back, and we have missed the show. I missed you. Oh my God, I don't get to see you every day anymore. Producer Fiona, I miss you too. Oh my God, I know you've missed several PMSs, I think.
Thank you.
So lucky.
Thank you.
And I thought about you every single time. I was like, he doesn't have to endure.
Oh, okay, that's better. It's like, I thought I was in pain now, but it's usually Charles that never mind. So, we're glad that you guys are here. You know,
yeah.
We were on hiatus for 6 weeks. We went off the air, mostly because the show's being wrapped up, the show's being pitched.
Packaged, as you might say.
Packaged. You know. So,
in industry lingo.
Right. But we missed you. And we ended up getting contacted by a lot of people saying what happened to the show.
We missed the show. Bring the Go Show back, which is the shortened version of Game Over. Go Show.
So we're back. We've worked out, this
little
in between.
Arrangements.
We've worked out this in between. We're going to be coming to you every Wednesday.
Yep.
2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. in London, and 9 a.m. in Sydney.
Good day!
It's
been a long time since I said that. Kangaroo to ya! Sorry.
Broadcasting live.
I haven't had anyone to be crazy and inappropriate with except myself. Ooh, it's been fun, people.
And
let me tell ya.
Probably a website dedicated to that.
Oh, snap.
Anyway.
That's what it's called. Oh, snap.
So we're glad to be back, and you'll find us here every day. But we have to catch up.
Well, you'll find us here every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Live.
Every Wednesday.
Again, at those call times. But just remember 2 p.m. Pacific, and then check your time zone against that. We'll be here live, and then you can catch us on YouTube anytime, the Game Over Show YouTube channel. Right.
So, we're going to be talking about exes today. But first, can we catch up from being gone?
Oh, are we talking about what's hot? So, Lindsay Lohan, breaking news. Still a hot mess.
Still pretending she's pregnant. April Fool.
What was your comment off air? Or
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that.
Hiding under a table in Brazil.
Was she hiding or never mind? So, it's hard to take pot shots at some of these celebrities because they're in such damaged. I know. They create their own damage. But I tell you what, like we've said,
she's been damaged for years. She's like the Energizer Bunny of damaged. And you know who's catching up to her? Amanda Bynes.
Yeah,
Girlie,
she really is.
You were so solid and so together, and now you're dressing up like a porn star, like ragdoll. Like it's as if the porn industry and Barbie combined, and that's Amanda Bynes right now.
Well, would Barbie really go after Drake and ask him to destroy her vagina?
Yes, she would.
All right.
Yes, she would.
I guess so. How many of you
no,
want...
she wouldn't.
How many women out there want Drake to destroy their vagina? Please write in.
Please.
That is like the weirdest tweet ever, right? But here's where I come out with this. Like,
Train wreck city.
But we've said so many times that all these celebrities, right? They have this entourage of people around them that won't help them. But
they're all yes people.
But here's what I read. That the entourage with Lindsay Lohan has been trying to help. they've said you need to come back. Like, don't stay in Brazil.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to listen.
And you know what's interesting is before the show we were having this conversation, I was like, but why won't she get help? But why? And then I had to come to the awesome awareness that an addict doesn't want help until an addict's ready for help.
Right.
So this is somebody who's an addict and out of control, and it doesn't matter who's telling her what. She doesn't want to change her behavior.
Nope.
Like, it's working for her. And I mean, the scary thing is, and we've said this before on the show about Lindsay, what's her rock bottom?
Well, she's going to find it. She's definitely going to find it. Well, that brings us to,
I'm scared for her.
Where's the rock bottom for people like Rihanna and Chris Brown?
Hey, they allegedly broke up.
Oh, come on. You know, I'm so tired of this. It's like, you know, watching their relationship is like watching Anne Hesh. You know, it's like, I'm out, I'm in. I'm out, I'm in. Right? Like,
wow, that was a dated reference if I've ever heard one. For those of you who are young enough,
that was Robin Williams.
Anne Heche used to be married to Ellen DeGeneres. But here's what you need to know about Ellen DeGeneres for our hip crowd. She's married to that beautiful woman, Portia de Rossi.
Right. Right.
You don't even need to know who Anne Heche is. Don't even bother Wikipediaing her.
Just showed how stupid I am sometimes.
You showed your age, my friend.
29. But
oh, wow. Yeah, it's a good year for 29, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but they're another celebrity couple, you know, with Rihanna and Chris Brown. He had said earlier while we were off the air, he had said that, you know, he would never hit her again. You know, if you have to ever say that you would never hit a woman again, you got. Some stuff.
Well, but some men do hit, and hopefully they get to the point where they learn. But I'm kind of with you that he finally realized what was wrong with hitting women. Finally? Excuse me? Finally? I call game over on you, and I don't want to talk about you anymore. But can we talk about another train wreck?
Sure.
That would be John Mayer.
And that's the end of the show. Thank you.
So, you know, John Mayer and Katy Perry recently broke up, or broke up while we were on hiatus. I love that he was recently quoted as saying coupling is complicated, which is John Mayer speak for I don't like monogamy. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he is monogamous. He only sleeps with other monogamous people, right? Many of them.
He only sleeps with himself and everyone who will sleep with him. Yeah. I call game over on that douchebaggery.
That's just filthy.
Well, I think he's probably a little filthy. I don't really know what you got going on down there, John Mayer. Really don't. Really don't. Ah!
Yuck. Ugh. Well, and we can talk about...
You need to pour some sexual napalm on that.
Oh, yuck. See?
This is what we've missed. You've missed this, right?
Yeah.
I have missed this.
Ugh. That. I got nothing.
Yes. Mission accomplished. It only took 8 minutes.
And thank you for watching the Game Over Show. Yuck! Damn it.
Let's move on.
Can we please?
Let's move on.
I have something to say. Do you have something to say?
I do believe I do.
It's time for He Said.
She Said.
Every week on the Game Over Show, we give you our opinions and research and
I'm going to refrain from commenting on what this is.
This is Hamlet. We're talking about...
That's what you call it?
Well, I didn't say Handlet. This is Hamlet. Let's talk about exes. It's been hot. We've talked about a lot of exes here with Katy Perry, with John Mayer,
Chris and Rihanna, right. Amanda Bynes and her sanity, Lindsay Lohan and her dignity.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we forgot to mention the train wreck that Justin Bieber became in the last 6 weeks. Wow.
Well, I think he's just finally coming out as to what he's always been. So, well, yeah, a friend of mine knows his bodyguards, and we don't even know the half of it. Is the reality.
I don't want to know the half of it. Is the truth.
Yeah, he gets
no interest in that little weenie wee wee.
Well, he gets enough press. Let's talk about what's up with you.
Yes, exes. If you got some ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend drama, struggling to disconnect, disengage, need an exorcism,
Right.
Still in love with your ex.
There's a lot of all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're the breakup expert.
Well,
Talk
thank
to
you,
us.
sir.
What do
Thank
people
you,
face?
Producer Fiona.
What do people face when they're looking at a relationship that doesn't work and they start the breakup process? I mean, people don't usually just wake up and break up, right? This has been something that's been happening over time.
Yeah, and what we're really talking about today is people who've already gone through the breakup, but what they haven't necessarily broken up with is their relationship with their ex. You hear this all the time on your fan page. We hear this on the Game Over fan page. I get tons of emails about this. What do I do with my ex? And it's like, well, how long ago was the breakup? 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months ago, and there's still some kind of dynamic, some kind of hang up when it comes to the ex.
Well, and sometimes it's difficult, right? So
yeah.
boyfriend, girlfriend who's
difficult.
been boyfriend,
I
girlfriend
actually had a dream about my ex last night. Wow, thanks for reminding me.
But boyfriend, girlfriend who've been together for a little bit, they and they break up. That's one thing. But when you are married for a period of time, or if you have kids, I mean or you're linked in financially. There's a lot of those issues, so it's not so easy to just disconnect.
No, it's not so easy, but I think the important thing that we really want to bring home today in this particular topic is whatever your relationship is like today with your ex, the most important thing to remember is they are your ex. So if you have to stay connected because you're still hammering out some legal issues, you've got kids, you work together, these are some tried and true tips and techniques that will help you create a new dynamic with your ex. That's really what we're talking about.
Sure, and you're talking about creating a new normal, right?
The new normal, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because it is challenging. I mean, people sometimes break up very slowly where, they recognize that the relationship is broken and they don't want to go back, but they end up going back because it's very familiar or it's very comfortable.
And there are things that you love about the person. Just because you break up doesn't mean all the love is gone or all the memories are gone or all the habits are gone. So, guilty as charged of sleeping with my ex for a year after we broke up.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I had to write books. I had to learn my own lessons. But so this is, like when you talk about the new normal, the biggest thing is these boundaries.
Right. So talk to us about that. What are the boundaries about?
Well, the boundaries are, if your ex is still in your life, what is the new relationship you're going to have? If it's because you have kids together, then you talk about the kids. You don't talk about who else you're dating. You don't talk about how you're dealing with the breakup.
So no friendships?
You can be friendly, but friendly is different than friendship.
So friendship comes potentially later.
Do you want to be friends with your ex?
Some people do, especially if you have kids.
That.
Well, sometimes, I mean, if you started a relationship that's based on mutual respect, and you recognize the romantic piece of your relationship just doesn't work anymore, people can sometimes make that transition. Not always.
Sure, but it's not immediate.
Right.
I mean, you've got to give yourself space and time. And I think that's the biggest misconception people have who start as friends is we can instantly go back to being friends. No, you just changed the rules on your relationship. And that person you used to be naked with and have sex with and love and sleep with, like sleep through the night with. So to think that you can instantly shift to, we're just friends. And if that works for you, that's awesome. But I guarantee you it probably doesn't work for both people who are in the relationship that has now gone south.
Well, and I'm sure it's really confusing for the kids. Like if there are kids involved, or if there's a business, or if there's finances. So what are your...
Well, you talk to that piece because you have kids, and you talk to a lot of people who have kids and have separated. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the most important thing is that you keep the kids out of the breakup. I mean, there's a breakup and there's a marriage, right? But that's outside of children. And that's what a lot of people forget.
But they're affected because, I mean, it may... Not only are their parents breaking up, but maybe they're going to a different school or they're moving to a different house. So how do you keep the kids out of it?
Well, you can't really completely. Okay. I mean, the truth of it is that when a family breaks up, when a marriage breaks up, there's a family shift. So everybody's finding a new normal. Yeah. There's no way around that.
And that includes friends and in-laws and family. Yeah.
Right. So there's nothing you can do about that. You can let your kids know that either way, they have a mother and a father that loves them, right? And things are going to shift for everybody now, and everybody needs time to adjust, though, including the kids. Yeah. So it's not going to be magical where you snap your fingers and it's fine.
And everybody has their own grieving process. So
yes,
some people are going to move along at a different pace than others, and it's really important to be patient with each person and let them have their own individual process. And not go to your kids and be like, oh, I'm having a really bad day, I miss your dad. Like, that's so going to mess with their heads.
Well, sometimes, I mean, that speaks to a really important point, that people end up putting their kids in the middle when the kids have no business being in the middle. The parents are supposed to be in the process of moving their kids to a new normal, but the kids are not supposed to be in the middle of the marriage that broke down.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing. The marriage is between the two adults. The family still exists in some way.
So this is important as the parents to act as the role models for your kids and help them through it, talk them through it, walk them through it. Yeah, you're going through it too, but you need to remember this was your decision and your choice. So help your kids through this.
Now, the other thing is, I get a lot of messages in that say, "But my ex won't participate this way.
Yeah.
My ex is just he or she is just an asshole. Like, they use the kids against me, and I don't know what to do."
And I call game over on that behavior in general, but
totally.
we can't control it, right?
Well, and that's really the message, right?
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, these are the reasons why the marriage or the relationship broke down in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't control what they're going to do. All you can do is control what your thoughts are about the situation and how you act.
And that kind of brings us to our next point, which is to come from a space of action rather than reaction. So if your ex is all kinds of crazy or a hot mess or really trying to push your buttons and nobody knows your buttons, like somebody who used to be your partner, you gotta move those buttons. Don't let them trigger you. Don't let them push those buttons. And come from a place of intentional action rather than reacting to everything they're doing in an attempt to push your buttons either consciously or unconsciously.
Well, I think that's probably the key message out of this whole discussion that we're having, is really about making the breakup about you instead of about your ex. So you're supposed to be acting.
Amen to that.
Well, actually, that's right out of her book, and you should be checking that out. It's a breakup, not a breakdown. But you have to make your breakup about you and not about your ex. Otherwise, you're just putting more effort into somebody who's not in your romantic life anymore.
And to that point, when you're thinking about your ex, so often, and this is something women are especially guilty of and controlling men are especially guilty of. Not to say that men in general don't feel this, but when you go through a breakup, so often as women, we focus on what's next for our ex. So we stay firmly engaged in their story, in their life, because we don't want them to get married again or date again or fall in love again or have sex again without us doing it first. But we're so hung up on what's happening to them that we're not even thinking about what's next for us.
See, but men do that too. So they may move on to somebody else very quickly.
Yeah.
But they're still male cats, and they peed on that, and it's theirs. So, nobody else can have that.
Golden showers.
Yeah.
I'm just, for me. Just saying.
You know what? I'm going to probably have to second that. That's just not good.
Unless you've been stung by a jellyfish.
That's different.
Yeah, that's not really a golden shower. That's a remedy, a home remedy.
Where is this show going?
The place it always goes. I'm going to look at my notes for a second. Okay, so moving on from the golden showers. Oh, did I say it again? I brought it up again. Sorry. So let's talk about those of you out there, and you know who you are, and I've been this person, who are thinking about giving it another go with your ex.
Well, there's a lot of that.
Going back to the scene of the crime.
You want me to talk to them?
Well, you bring it, and then I'll bring it.
All right. So you can't go back to a bad relationship. You can, but you're going back to exactly what it was. If you're thinking about rekindling something with an ex, in order for it to be successful, it has to be a new relationship, maybe based on old feelings, but new dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
So
that you both agree on,
yes.
Not just you. Because if they're
Right.
behaving the same and you've changed, not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise it's the same relationship that you left in the first place.
It didn't work for whatever reason.
So you never go back to an ex. You can start a new relationship with someone you were with in the past.
Yes.
But you can't go back.
Yes. And my thought on this is that if you sit up at night, and again, I've been there, so I know what's going on in some of your heads right now, and you sit up and you're like, but I miss them, and they were so great at this, and I love this about them. I want you to also remember that they came with all the other things you didn't like, and you can't separate them out. They are a full package, and sometimes that full package does not equal somebody that you're compatible with, that you can have a relationship with. So as you're thinking about the stuff and putting them on possibly a pedestal, remember the things that also came with them that were deal breakers for you.
I think that's important because, so I polled my fan base on my page a couple of weeks ago about what's the hardest part of getting over your ex.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of people were saying that you remember the good times. Of course they were the good times. But
That's why you were together.
Yeah, but
there were good times.
But there's the reasons that you broke up that weren't the good times. So
yeah, that you got to remember. Because you can't take one without the other.
Right.
I think the other thing that's really hard getting over an ex is the story. Like, my happily ever after no longer looks like this. We were on this path and now I'm starting over. You know, and now I feel like I'm at 0 rather than here, even if here wasn't exactly where I wanted to be, it was closer than here.
Right.
So I think the disappointment in the story being over and having to be overwhelmed by rewriting your story is another thing that's really challenging.
Definitely.
Yeah. So just some tips and tricks to help you exercise your ex once and for all.
Now, what about women who want to get more information, or men for that matter, who want, some type of assistance?
Yes.
We didn't plan this. We didn't plan this or anything.
Assistance.
What would they do, Lisa? I have no idea.
Okay, so that was a shameless plug for my breakup booty camp that I am doing on Facebook. It's absolutely free, and I'm only looking for 8 people, and it can be men and women. So, not you and your ex, but if you're a man and you're watching, you're like, I need breakup booty camp, come join me. Email lisa@lisastedman.com. And tell me why you're ready to get over your ex. And we're going to go on a 21-day boot camp every day on Facebook, morning, noon, and night. You're going to get an action step, you're going to get help, and you're going to get accountability. It's free, but I am going to kick your butt.
But it is free.
Ready.
It's not, so you get those
camp.
online camps that are like lost leaders into other things. Is it really free, or is there...
It's free.
It's free.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is Breakup Booty Camp just for 8 of you. So email lisa@lisastedman.com. Tell me why you're ready, and get ready to kick your booty into post-breakup life.
There it is.
Yeah.
Check that out. Or for more information, you can head over to the Game Over Show fan page at facebook.com/The Game Over Show. I'm so glad we're back.
I've missed you, and I've missed Fiona, and I've missed you guys.
We're so glad you guys are here.
Thank you for emailing and asking us when we were coming back, and really showing support, because we are packaging ourselves. So thank you for showing your support and telling us you'd watch our show anywhere.
If you have an ex story that you want to share, go visit us on Facebook. And we have more subject matters coming to you every week, every Wednesday.
More subject matters?
More subject matters.
Is that like Street Smart Love Advice?
Always.
Awesome.
Always. We'll be doing He Said, She Said every Wednesday here. So, until then...
He's Lisa Stedman.
That's Charles J. Orlando. This has been The Game Over Show. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Bye.